So it is with great joy that I introduce Susan Cedars, who is going to teach us all some Torah about this week's Parsha.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. In my work as a hospital executive, I had a mantra that my team knew well. That mantra was, everyone in their role. In a hospital, there are many different licensed and unlicensed job classifications. Assigning patients to caregivers is done with careful consideration based on the patient's needs and the caregiver's license and competencies. In order to achieve the safest and most effective care for patients, each member of the care team needs to clearly understand the boundaries of their role, who the other members of the team are, and what those other members' roles are on the patient care team. Everyone in their role means each person delivering their personal best according to their assigned role in concert with the rest of the care team. In preparing for today, our teachers, Rabbi Sunshine, Rabbi Rothman, Cantor Zrebker, and Tamar Leventhal, laid out a detailed plan of study and development for us to follow over the course of almost 2 years. The roles of our teachers were each assigned according to their qualifications and competencies, and our roles and assignments in today's service were given in accordance with our interests and our abilities. Each of us doing our part in concert with the other members of the class enabled us to accomplish what previously seemed unachievable. In our Parsha B'Midbar, we see great attention to the order of things, the placement of the Mishkan at the center of the camp with the Levites surrounding it. More detail about each and every tribe, where and how they were to camp and to march, and an accounting of the number of men ready to do battle. So today, as we contemplate the text of B'Midbar, how are we to connect with the deeper meaning of a census, a counting, a list of tribes and their members, and what are we to make of the ordering of the location where each tribe was to set up and camp? In the Sfat Emet, Rabbi Yehuda Leib Alter speaks of the garb of the Torah, in contrast with the power, the inner force that lies within the Torah. The garb, meaning the outer trappings, references the physical thing that we see on the bima in front of us today. He teaches that it is only by means of study that we discover what is at the core, the deeper meaning that lies within it. Looking through the lens of the Sfat Emet here, take notice that the Mishkan, God's presence among the Israelites, was intentionally placed at the core, the center of camp, with the Levites keeping watch over it. In the wilderness, God's presence was the essential thing that allowed the people to accomplish what must have seemed overwhelming and unachievable at times. The garb, the order of things and people, held it all together and allowed for seemingly miraculous things to happen. This is the deeper relevance for us today. In a very personal sense, how connected are we to that which lies at the core of each of us? Our values, beliefs, faith, our inner strength. Do we have a structure for tending to it, protecting it, nurturing it? And what is our role here in this life? How do we engage our inner strength and purpose to make sure that we are doing the work that we are called to do individually and in community? The B'Midbar census counted 600,000 Israelites. There are 600,000 letters in the Torah. Cantor Zrebker reminds us that while reading Torah, we must be careful to pronounce each and every letter, because each letter has its own brilliance, its own light that is released when it is spoken. Consider for a moment that you and I are like the letters of the Torah. You and I each possess our own light, our own brilliance. which only we can and must bring to the world. As we stand here today, my fellow students and I are appreciating the garb that held us all together. Our rabbis, Cantor and Tamar, gave us the tools and structure to learn and become more Jewishly confident and participatory. They provided the order and support, held us together, and encouraged us as we discovered new strength and new capabilities. Here's my hope for each of us in our community today, that our bodies and minds may be worthy garb for the power of that light, that brilliance that rests in our core, and that our community may continue to be worthy garb for the words of and the power of Torah to transmit and protect it and to treasure it as we collectively release its light into the world. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Beautifully done.